Do you want to get centered before we start and take a breath? Okay, let's just close our eyelids. Take a deep breath in. And let's just settle in to our hearts. Open our hearts wide. Let all the light and love shine out. And acknowledge ourselves for having gotten here and handled what we had to do to be here. And intend that whatever opens up in this conversation is for the greater good and serves the highest, most important.
If you don't know me yet, I'm Robin Thomas, founder of Living Well Connections, a healthy living community that supports, educates, and empowers us all to make healthy decisions toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. I have a background in medical research, and I love exploring the interplay of our physical, mental, and spiritual selves. Today, I'm happy to introduce Mickey Cohn. An entrepreneur for 40 years and a coach for 7, Mickey brings a wide breadth of knowledge, wisdom, and experience to his coaching. Married 34 years to 𝐒𝐫𝐿𝐵. She is the yes to his no and has taught him to embrace life and opportunities. Mickey's mission in life is to help people rediscover who they are and create their lives deliberately, authentically, and joyfully. Thank you and welcome to the podcast, Mickey.
Thank you, Robin. I really appreciate being here. I'm excited about it.
It's a great day. But I know a lot of you out there have good days and you have bad days. But what if you could change your perspective about what's going on in those bad days? It's so important how we approach our lives and how we approach even the daily tasks we do.
Okay, Robin. Well, it's interesting. It's in some ways it's so easy, in other ways it's not so easy. But we wake up into the morning and we're immediately running. We start that morning. Okay, what do I have to do? And get through my things and blah blah blah. All the stuff coming in. Then we pick up our phone. Then the TV's on. The kids, the husband, the wife, whatever. And before you know it, we're already overloaded. We haven't left the house. So we're already starting with a lot of programs running in the background, whether they're open full out or they're just in sleep mode, so to speak. Thinking of them like a computer program, just sitting there. What I find, we have the best intentions. We know what our day is. We have our plan, and then we engage. And then before you know it, we either get a little sped up, we get a little too fast, or something's not going as according to plan, and then everything we had thought about and everything we had planned for, and that even the mindset we created for that day, that moment, is now at the very least obscured and most likely gone. So the one thing that's really important and that I teach people, and it's kind of basic because anybody can learn it because we all do it, is using breathing as a reset button. It's also a great set button too in the morning when you set your day, taking a few deep breaths, get yourself settled, come out of your head and into your body. And I'm going to frame that in a little different way today, because not only is this survival and data processing, this is not our inspiration, our genius, not our intellect, but our wisdom. And so, mission two, we bring it all in. The thing that one of the things I try to get people to see is to just take our attention off this. If you think about, we just talk about energy running in the background all the time. So here's more energy. We've got all our focus and attention, or a good chunk of it's up here trying to figure things out. And if one just slows down and lets things settle and gets quiet, things have a way of getting clear. And it's literally just sometimes just taking that moment. I mean, you hear it's even an old, not a wives' tale, but it's like that old thing growing up that said, count to 10 before you say anything, when you get upset. And it's the same idea. You got here. You know what you need to know. And if you don't know something, you know that you can find the resources for it. But when we're busy up here reacting to something that may or may not be happening or may or may not be true based on our interpretation of what's happening, then we just get things very muddied and muddled. And so for me, what I just invite people to do is just slow down, step back from the wheel or step back from your desk, close your eyes for a moment, and just breathe. And literally take your attention from your head and bring it into your body. And just pay attention to the act of breathing and feeling it in there. Because what's really happening is all you're doing is taking your attention off this. You're not stopping thinking. You're not going to stop thinking. You can't control thoughts, but you don't have to entertain them. You can definitely come back here and get quiet and just let it get settled, get yourself settled. And it's amazing how different the same thing looks when you kind of come out of that reset. Does that make sense? Is that clear?
And sort of like send it on its way.
That's perfect. It's actually, you know what? Here's the thing. Yes, it's the only thing that's keeping that thought there is you're thinking about it. So again, putting energy and attention on something. So you can ask yourself, okay, so I'm seeing X, I'm feeling X. It doesn't feel right, and I have history, or it reminds you of something. But one thing you can say to yourself is this actually true now? Is it actually happening in the moment, or is it just something that looks like that thing, or looks like that? And again, it's and literally in that moment, you're slowing down a little bit. If not for but a millisecond, you're changing the thoughts in your head, and you're kind of considering something else other than just embracing it like it's the truth.
I love that. That's a lot of how I get through my days. It's just breathing. When I must admit, sometimes I feel too busy to do that, which is kind of an oxymoron because it actually increases our productivity and increases our ability to focus. It increases our ability to move ahead. So why do I think that must be like
absolutely
a limiting belief I have of okay.
Well, yeah, it's not why is not even the right question. You just did, because most of us are taught that we don't have enough time. Everybody's busy. We're busy, blah, 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 blah. And we're having this internal race, and nobody else is in it except for us. We think there's other people, but it's like, that's the question you can ask yourself. Right. Do I really not have enough time? Or am I just sped up? Because the funny thing is, we have our things to do every day, and we get done the things we get done, and we don't get things done that we don't get done. And life goes on, and we deal with them the next day. But we enter that day or that in that moment, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got to get this thing done. Blah, 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 blah,
that's just running on adrenaline.
And
you can wear yourself out that way. You absolutely can wear yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your nervous system's going
trying to get
crazy.
Something done fast. Now, sometimes we have to, but not in my life. Not in my life. Not the way I've just made a decision to live my life. When things go awry, well, when you live with other people, something's always going to go different than what you expected your day to go. That's the fact of living with other people, correct?
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't
I would
matter.
Think so. I mean, it's certainly
you're living with someone else
today.
And they have different ideas and all. And I think being able to have this, take a little break, maybe readjust your vision a little bit to include these other people in your life.
Yeah.
And see.
Well,
and just see how
I'm
that
sorry.
goes.
I
See how
didn't
that
cut
goes.
you
Now,
off.
I had a specific instance this weekend. I woke up thinking, I'm going to catch up with all the stuff I hadn't done during the week on Saturday. And my husband woke up and he said, why don't you come birding with us? We're going down to Bynum Bridge, which is a place nearby that's fabulous for birding. And you can come with us and we can have a morning together. And so first it's like, really? Oh, I'm not going to get the stuff I need done. And then it's like, wait a minute. That's wonderful. That's a wonderful idea because I love being in nature and it ended up being fabulous. But I had to make an adjustment.
Yeah. Well, you brought up something that's really important, and it's a great tool. Also, there's priorities, and inside of that, like what I heard in that was self care and family. Hey, I'm going to go be with my family or my family and friends, because at the end of the day, that's going to have a bigger difference, and then I can get done what I need to get done afterwards, or the next day, or whatever. You can recommit. You can make. That's the other thing, is making agreements. We have agreements with ourselves to do X, and then when it falls out, rather than making a new agreement, we beat ourselves up for why we didn't get it done today. And then we proceed to worry about or ruminate about it that evening into the next day, and then it's running in the background when you wake up.
Oh, yes. You know how I get rid of some of those is by writing them down. And then I have it, written agreement, and it's okay it's okay if I don't get this done today, but these are things I'm thinking about I want to have done, in the near future. And then they don't get totally forgotten.
Right.
But I also, I've learned to de-stress over that, after getting things done. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The sooner you can get rid of the stress, the easier it becomes, because that's just energy that's being applied either inappropriately around something that really doesn't exist. It's not. That the whole system was to protect us from death or destruction. And there's no saber-toothed tigers out there right now that are about to eat us up. But we live like, oh man, we're on fire, or we're froze, and our bodies pay the price.
Well, tell me, who would be your favorite client, or what, who can you help the most? Who are you looking to work with?
People I can help the most, and the people I love working with, people with big visions, that want to create something big. And they might work with people that have a 501c3. They want to take national, or even first locally and regionally, and then national. Or people want to make a difference in the world, or they have this business that they really see, they're excited about, they really want to implement. They really just want to implement it and make this thing happen. They get up, they get up. Their excitement, their vision, their hearts being pulled. It almost pulls them through the day, because they have this thing to create. So that's, to me, is the ideal. That's my, someone who wants to really play a big game. And then I've worked with many successful people, and I say that, successful. We tend to think if you work with somebody, or somebody asks for help, that somehow they're not succeeding. But we're all succeeding, whether we almost all are succeeding, if whether or not we accept it or recognize it ourselves. So a lot of times we'll get to a level and we'll level out, and we want to grow, but we don't know how to. So for me, that's another person I can really help. Someone making that wanting to go from let's say $500,000 a year to $1 million a year, like a big jump, like something where they want to really create something big. And I use the number, but it could be, that's just the obvious. But anything that you want to really do that's big, that would challenge you. One thing about that too is, like, whatever we've created to this moment, business, relationship, otherwise, is perfect given the systems and the ideas we have about how things work. It works perfectly that, but to get to that next level, or that next vista, something has to shift or change. And a lot of times we can't see it, because we know what's gotten us here, but we're not sure what to do
beyond
next.
specific task kind of things, it's a lot of it is how we believe in ourselves, or how we, you can feel a blockage, and that blockage could be some of these limiting beliefs that you don't maybe not even realize you have. Or
Absolutely. Well, you could see, I was thinking about this earlier today. A belief, any belief is limiting, even if it's like a big one, because it's just that you have that belief and that's what it is. So it's very much about, for me, it's about, we all access the past for everything. Our memories, our understanding of the way things work, the failures, and particularly the failures. We're very big
those
on
are the ones
those because
easy
we
to
don't want those to
remember.
happen again. And so in essence, we're looking back here to go there. And so what I try to do with people is try to reorient them towards where they want to go and what they want to create, and not only what is it, but what would it be like if they actually did, so they can get very much steeped in that reality, that
Mm-hmm.
idea, that concept, that feeling, and then have that inform their choices, not
Mm-hmm.
what they knew before, because what they knew before got them here. We know what's going to get you here. You're here. But now this next step, this next creation, which is you haven't done yet. So how can you possibly know? So it's really about reorienting people to looking forward, and living into their dream, or their vision for what they want to create. And that gets, people, when they're speaking of that, they're excited, and it's a whole different energy.
Yeah, I love capturing that excitement with people, that to help them create their dreams. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Even because this is over 40 and fabulous, even those of us over 40, over 50, over 60, we can still have visions and dreams, and want to be better, and want to be more comfortable in our own skin also. I think that's a big part of it. I think that's a benefit that often we
I would
have
say,
being older, is we've learned how to be comfortable as ourselves.
I think that's one of the things I coach people, and that's just like, look,
Mm-hmm.
you're here anyway. The only reason you're out of touch with it is you're spending so much time up here listening to all the beliefs and assessments and things you think are happening, that this voice gets muffled and it can't be heard by anybody. So it's there, we're here, but we are so busy in this realm, putting our attention, on things that we think are happening or shouldn't be happening, or what we know, as opposed to really trusting who we are, and that we can get there if we just, again, slow it down and trust ourselves, and kind of come back to here, the heart, the body, as opposed to the head and the data and the processing.
True. That's great. Well, do we want to do a little short breathing exercise at the end here? Let's do that.
Sure, that'd be great. That would be great. And this is perfect, folks. You can do this. The whole point of breathing is, look, first of all, it can't get much easier. We all breathe, whether we like to or not. If we don't, we're dead. But one of the things is, if and those of you that are thinking, oh, I don't have enough time for this, or I'm going to look foolish, or whatever that is, I invite you to just let it go. I'm going to show you. It's not going to get much more uglier than this. But truthfully, if you can just slow down, you would be amazed at how much more becomes available. So what I first would ask you to do is just close your eyelids. And one of the great things about closing your eyelids is you get about 80% of your external stimuli coming through your eyes. So you're immediately, getting things quieter. And I just want you to breathe in through your nostrils. Feel it move inside you. Feel that oxygen fill you up. And then just gently, as if you're blowing through a straw through your mouth. Take another deep breath in. Have it fill you up. Feel that oxygen filling you and nourishing your body, your brain, bringing clarity. Gently blowing it out when you're ready. You can take another deep breath in. Feel that oxygen fill your lungs and your heart as you're and just opening your heart, and have it swell with all the love that is there. And just gently let go. And just continue to breathe and just feel what that feels like in you. Just notice what the breathing feels like. Feel your diaphragm swell. Your lungs get quieter when you let them go. and just pay attention to what's happening in your as your breath comes in and out of your body. And that's where you want your attention. And as you get quieter, and as you feel yourself calming, you can slowly, when you're ready, open your eyelids and come back and join us. And usually, and that was a quick, I don't know if we went 30 seconds or 40 seconds, it wasn't long, but you notice how quiet you get, how it gets, whatever you were thinking went past, it'll be replaced by something else. And now you can look out, and it's a lot less crowded out there. And it's that simple. And you can do it as long as you want, and my recommendation, first thing in the morning is a great time to do it. If you've already found yourself revved up and you're ready to leave the house, you might want to take another minute to do it again, reset, because you're going to go out in traffic and it's going to be not so pleasant out there. And then just go through your day. And then when you find yourself getting sped up or agitated or frustrated, just take a step back. Okay, what's going on here? Is my concern really accurate in this moment? Can I not handle it? Can I not figure this out?
Yeah, I think we can figure out just about anything.
So, yeah, absolutely. We may not have the knowledge, but we know where we can get
asking for help is another one.
Or we know someone who could do it.
And so ask for help from Mickey. There's one.
Thank you. Absolutely.
And in my own way, I can help you too. But Mickey, after this wonderful experience, someone in the audience is interested in getting in touch with you. What is the best way to do that?
I think for right now, the best way you're going to have all my information in the post interview thing notes. But what I'm going to invite you to do is check out my website, and you'll see there, and there's contact number, but you can kind of get a sense or flavor of who I am and what I do, and then by all means reach out through one of the social media links or my phone number, which will be in the notes as well. I'm old school phones. I like speaking to a human being.
Well, thank you so much. This has been a delight, and I feel ready for the rest of the day. This is fabulous, and the nice thing about it being recorded, people can come back and listen to it again. They can take your part where you guide them through breathing. It's wonderful. Well, thank you very much, and thank you everyone for taking the time out to come and listen to us. Take care.
Thank you so much for joining me at my Over 40 and Fabulous podcast. Please let me know if you have any questions about this episode. I will publish new episodes at noon Eastern on Saturdays, so you can listen and watch at your convenience. If this podcast has been helpful for you, please share it on your favorite social media platform or share directly with your fantastic friends. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next episode.